and welcome to Season of War. We have another battle report for you today with the Sylvaneth facing off against your Nighthaunt.
Yep.
Just wanted to start this video off by saying a big thank you to everyone who's watched our battle reports, commented, liked, subscribed, all that fun stuff. We really appreciate it. We always say a big thank you at the end of our videos, but just wanted to say it at the front this time because not everyone makes it to the end. Do you want to take us through what we're playing today?
All right, so we're doing Total Conquest is the mission. So it's single point if you take the objective, an extra point if you have a hero there, and then an extra point if you took the objective off your opponent that turn. So it could be 1 to 3 points depending.
Yes.
We're playing in the realm of Aqshy. So the realm spell is the fireball spell, which does more damage based on the unit size that you're shooting. The realm command ability is the +1 to run and charge. And the realm feature is all the terrain is volcanic, including Sylvaneth Wildwoods.
Yeah, so because Sylvaneth are so strong right now, we wanted, to make sure there was another way to stick it to them.
Yeah.
So my woods are volcanic. But it is what it is, so we'll just do the best we can and go from there. Deployment in this mission is table quarters, but 9 away from the center, very center of the table where...
Yeah.
So we can just roll off to choose deployment.
See,
Yes.
4?
A 1 for me. So you'll get to drop first. How many drops is your army today?
13, 11.
Okay, so you're definitely going to be higher than me, so I'll probably drop first because I do have a battalion with my 3 units of spites just for an extra item and command point. So yeah, you're gonna get to drop first.
All right.
We've finished deployment now, but I just wanted to make a quick note. We've been working hard to continually improve our bat reps and the set, everything. Working on, we have a half-finished new table right now that we're taking for a test run today. So hoping to finish that off in the coming days. But another thing we got in were new lights, but only half of them arrived. So we have 2 brand new lights over on this side of the table, and this janky monstrosity over here. So apologies if the lighting is a little wonky today. But I think, both lighting and table are both big improvements. So excited to, have these in the go and, be getting everything together and, making bat reps better. But as expected, I finished dropping first by 1 or 2 drops.
Yep.
Literally just because of that battalion. So worked out in my favor. To go through my list, I'm running Heartwood today, which the big thing is my general, which is this branch wraith with the staff, has an item that lets all my Kurnoth hunters reroll their hits.
Within 12 inches.
Within 12 inches, yes. So that branch wraith also knows the spell Regrowth, in addition to their War Scroll Dryad summoning. Drycha also knows Regrowth, and my second branch wraith has my other artifact, which is the Vesperal Gem, paired with the spell Verdurous Harmony, and that lets me, the spell brings back either 1 Kurnoth Hunter or D3 Dryads or Spites. But the Vesperal Gem lets me auto cast that spell, and it is not unbindable. So it generally is going to give me a Kurnoth Hunter back every round as long as the unit doesn't die.
Yeah.
But that's obviously really big.
What's the range on that?
I believe it's 12 or 18 inches. I'll double check on that. I have 1 unit of 3 Kurnoth Hunters over here with swords in front of my Arch Revenant, who is my general. I have a unit of scythe, 6 Scythe Hunters in front of Drycha, kind of screening a little bit of my army, obviously, with my Spite Revenants. 1 unit of Bow Hunters on the table, and then I have 2 units of Bow Hunters in the Spirit Paths ready to Deep Strike. That's it for me. So why don't you take me through your list?
All right. I'm running a battalion, which is just the 2 Dreadblades and the Knight of Shrouds, the Forgotten Scions battalion. It allows the Knight of Shrouds to use his command ability for free every turn.
Which command ability is that?
+1 to attack.
Okay, cool.
Every round, not turn.
Nice. So saving command points there.
Yeah. It also gives him +1 attack to his sword. He's got an artifact that makes him a wizard, and then his spell is Reaping Scythe, which lets him reroll hits and wounds. I was forced to choose new artifacts after my Aether Quartz brooch was taken away.
But do you have the one item? Do you have a similar artifact, right?
No, that's Legion of Grief.
Legion of Grief, okay. So
my other artifact is on the Guardian of Souls. He's just got +1 to cast. That's nowhere near as good as unbindable auto casting.
Yes. Yes. Only on the one spell. I can't do that on like the Wildwood summoning or my Dryad summoning, unfortunately.
And then his spell is his War Scroll spell is a heal for units, and his Chosen Lore spell is a heal for heroes. Then Reikenor, his spell is it's a D3 mortal wounds at that also heals him. Lifestealer, so he can steal life from you and heal himself. And then his War Scroll spell, of course, is just D3 mortal wounds within 18 inches.
And then you have some stuff in the grave.
Have another. I don't have any other hero. No. Okay. I've got the Mourngul. Ooh. The Mourngul off the table. I've got a unit of 12 Banshees off in the Underworlds. 2 units of 10 Chainrasps in the Underworlds. A unit of 10 Bladegheist on the table with 2 Chainghasts hiding with them, and then 2 more units of Chainrasps. Yeah. Okay. So I've got a lot of bodies, which I think will be good for this mission because there's a decent number of objectives.
Yes, there are. Yeah, and you have a decent number of heroes as we both do actually.
Yeah, I've got 5 heroes, so.
Yeah, so yeah. I think now that's pretty much it. So I'm going to give you first turn here.
Okay.
I think a little surprise there. So we'll be going into top of round 1 with Nighthaunt going first.
So a lot happened, but also a lot didn't happen. Moving a lot of models.
Yeah, a lot of
compared to last
repositioning.
time.
Yeah.
The last game I had 6 models, and now I have 100 and
60,
something again.
or more. Yeah.
So it felt like a lot happened, even though it didn't really. So Jordan unbound Geminids when I tried to cast it. Ooh. I did get cogs off, which I made fast, so everything moved extra, and that got me a
Helped with your charge.
And then Reikenor gave himself a wound to give himself +3 to cast when he did that, and then the Guardian of Souls healed that wound off of Reikenor with his cast. In my movement phase, I just moved up to take the objectives with my 2 units of Chainrasps that were hovering on the border waiting to do such a thing. My 2 Dreadblades zipped over to give them the +1 from the leader. Reikenor is currently holding this one, so I'll get the leader bonus on all 3.
So, which is big. Again, I think the extra points for different unit types is going to be so big.
Yeah.
In this GHB, and I love it because it really makes you build towards a mission pack if you're going to an event. Obviously now it's kind of, we just get what we get because we're just randomizing the missions, but when you do prepare for an event, it's going to be really interesting because you have to take those things into account. Because you can just score, you store 3 extra points because of this.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I mean, go from 3 to 6 is colossal.
Yeah.
I dropped this unit of Chainrasps out of the sky along with this one.
Screen off your good stuff.
To screen off. The Bladegheist are there to do a counter charge should Jordan send something in. I dropped the Banshees over here. They were within 9, but they failed their charge, and I didn't feel it was worth the reroll. And it wasn't ultimately because the Mourngul blew up that unit for twice as many wounds as they had anyways.
Yeah.
So that's basically what happened on my turn. So we'll go into Jordan's turn.
Okay, so yeah, you store a big 6 points at the top of round 1. And yeah, we'll be going to the bottom of the round with Sylvaneth turn coming up. Alright, so just finished my turn with Sylvaneth. In casting, I managed to summon a Wildwood, summon 10 Dryads, and actually get off Fireball. So I got off all 3 of my casts. Unfortunately, so I shot Fireball into your front screening unit of Chainrasps, doing d6 damage. Unfortunately, rolled a 1, which hurt. And then movement-wise, obviously positioned to move into this objective and send these Kurnoth into your Bladegheist Mourngul. Outside of that, I deep struck my last 2 units of bow hunters, putting all 3 over here in range to shoot at your general. I only managed to get 4 hits through, even re-rolling all my hits out of 18 was pretty bad. -1, yes, but I am re-rolling even with that. I re-roll all. And then you made all 4 of those saves, which would have been D3 damage. So wanted to take him out just to reduce your scoring. And then the goal was to take this objective so that you're not scoring as much the rest of the game. Unfortunately, the way this broke down and the fireball and then Drake just shooting, I didn't get to clear that screen as I had hoped to. So by the time my heroes attacked, they both had to go into that 1 unit, which was super wasted, and left this unit on 7 models left. So very, very sad there. Now, just strategically, my Arch Revenant has a +1 attack command ability. And obviously with the Kurnoth Hunters, Envoys of the Everqueen ability, they're, can measure the range of command abilities from them. So I gave +1 attack over here, knowing that I really had to take that Mourngul out, but they overkilled him by more than double. So I think I would have been better served spending that command point here. I would have had, a couple more attacks in, actually 2 more attacks into the screen, which is potentially 4 damage. Would have cleared that screen and let me get into there. which would have been me scoring 3 points on that objective and put you in a hard position to, well, you'd have to try and take it back, to some degree. So felt like I had a good strategy going into this round. The shooting didn't go my way, and I was okay with that. This, obviously, I overkilled there, but then what really hurt, I think, is this not going my way. Part of it is just, Ethereal makes saves easier, and then you made a couple 6s, actually. Which is normal, but obviously don't have my true output with my Rend and high damage, unfortunately. So that's was sad there. I would have loved to take that objective, obviously, and then I would felt like I would have been in a position where if I had 1 priority, I could have given away the turn, where now I feel like I almost, if I win priority, I would need to take the turn just to prevent your story. That would be, my goal. Obviously, I could now put a lot of pressure on you if I take the turn, but it would have been nice to not, have to, and I could comfortably sit back.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always go the way you want it to. So we'll go into round 2 priority roll. You'll win ties.
6.
I rolled a 5, so it will go into top of round 2 with
Nighthaunt going first.
Yes, sir.
So, in my hero phase, I did a couple of chip wounds to the Kurnoths here with Reikenor's snuffing and then his Lifestealer. And then I tried to cast the Fireball and Jordan Unbound at I got off Geminids and did more chip wounds to Kurnoth,
as well as the heroes.
As well as, Drycha and the Revenant. So that was it for my hero phase. Movement, I just sort of moved to screen out this objective a little. I moved the Chainrasp out of combat and onto that objective still. And then I moved all sort of stuff to the middle of the board. Forgetting, of course, to keep heroes here, which was
that
silly.
actually is significant, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get 4 points because I have a hero there.
Yeah.
But it could have been 6.
It could have been 6, and actually that would have been huge because of the lack of, because I didn't manage to take that one, another 6 would have been made. Because me not taking that one is a 3-point difference.
Yeah.
So, the more you can get up, the better, obviously.
The Banshees got their 10 for the Nighthaunt charge, and then also in their regular combat with +1 attack from the Knight of Shrouds. I expected them to do better. They had 36 attacks on those Kurnoths and only managed to kill 1 and bring 1 down to 1 wound remaining.
So you did 9 damage. Granted, you're hitting on 4s and 3s, so they're not great, but obviously the 2 rend, and you're so dependent on the D3s, which with scythes, I know what that's like sometimes.
Yeah.
But in the charge phase, when you got your extra attack, I didn't have my reroll saves, but my reroll saves were huge in the combat phase.
Yeah.
I rolled well on my saves, to be fair. But then I think actually in return, you rolled well on your saves and I hit you back. So we are kind of at a stalemate there.
So yeah, the Bladegheist finished off the remaining Kurnoth in the combat phase without taking any losses.
Yep.
So I'll score 4. I'll go up 10-2 going into Sylvaneth turn 2.
Yes.
Bottom of round 2.
Yes, sir. All right, so just finished up bottom of round 2 with Sylvaneth. It went okay, but far from good in terms of the actual outcome. I did a lot of the work, but without the payoff. So I brought back the Kurnoth Hunter automatically with the Vesperal Gem and Virgil's Harmony. I failed to unbound my other cast. And then Drycha went to cast Verdant Blessing. I rolled a 5. I didn't know, it either cast on a 5 or 6. I was going to check after, but you rolled your Unbind and didn't unbind it. Turns out it cast on a 6, so it didn't go off, which I would have dropped a tree back there and literally teleported something to take 3 points for free. So that was very unfortunate. Also unfortunate is between Drycha, my shooting, my Arch Revenant, I feel like my damage and target allocation was so good. And that you had one Chainrasp left, which you spent a command point to keep around, literally keeping that objective. So that's just it'll be funny when I edit this, but it's infuriating right now. Not infuriating, but yeah, frustrating. My Kurnoth Hunters, however, just destroyed the Banshees twice over. Again, giving a +1 attack. Not that I had to, but it was just for the reliability of making sure in case you spike saves or, especially because you could have and you ended up giving them reroll 1s. So potentially tanky. So I did a lot of damage. I took out your Bladegeists as well as your Banshees, which takes out 2 key units for you. But really the big thing is the points. Again, I'm only going to score 2 this turn, putting me 6 points behind. Now we still have 3 rounds to play, and I think I have the advantage now in terms of just what's left on the board. But it really, if you take priority here and you're scoring, that's what's going to hurt me, and it might put it out.
Yeah.
Because I just need to start scoring fast. The plan went to plan in terms of what I was doing. Just the outcomes of not taking this for 2 turns really hurt me. Yeah. So we'll go into round 3, priority roll.
3,
4. So yeah, we will go into Sylvaneth turn 3 at the top of the round. Alright, so just finished Sylvaneth turn at the top of round 3. And obviously able to clean up and do what I wasn't able to do the previous turns. So I managed to obviously clear everything over here. Drycha got the Wildwood off, and you couldn't or you didn't unbind it, so I was able to teleport 3 Spite Revenants over there. And then over here, the Kurnoth marched up and obviously just chewed up those 10 Chainrasps. Outside of that, between my shooting, between Dreicha and the Kurnoth with bows, I also took out your 10 Chainrasps there. I could have gone for a hero, but at this point I'm just like, if I can take out your bodies, it makes it, that's what's going to cap you objectives.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a little...
It's
too,
going to be...
a little too late. You'll
Yeah.
score 11 because... or no, you'll take...
So I'll do 2, 4, because...
Yeah, 6, 9.
9, yeah, so I will score 9 total this
So
round.
you'll go up to 13 to my 10. So even if I score...
If you take that, you would score 3, and we would be tied going into round 4.
But then
at
I don't
that-
have enough models on the board to do much after that.
Yeah. So talking it through, I think we can probably actually call it here. Just because this round, sure, you'll be able to tie it up. But we obviously have 2 more rounds where I think you're going to be...
Yeah.
there's just no way you can take any other objective, I think.
4 heroes
So I'll be
can't
outscoring
outnumber
you.
you.
Yeah.
With only 2 others.
You have 6 models left. Obviously a big challenge now.
Yeah.
So with that, that'll be the major win for Sylvaneth. And actually, we've probably played this matchup 10 times, and this is the first time Sylvaneth had beaten Nighthaunt. And I think really actually this list was a little more balanced in terms of bows, and I dropped unit of bows for the swords. Dreicha was obviously great. She's super versatile. And I didn't get great output out of my bows in the first 2 rounds, but actually round 3, they did a lot. So I was really happy with that. They kind of made up for it. And then obviously Kurnoth Hunters are great, as we saw. Yeah, I think in this match, actually spreading out more, I feel like hurt you because I was able to hit your big units kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Mourngul turn 1.
I was
The
expecting the Banshees
didn't
to
do much, and then
a
I hit the
whole lot
back.
more. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. They're so... Hitting on 4s is just brutal. Like,
Yeah.
when you've only got 12
Now they're 2 ren
attacks.
D3, which is huge.
Yeah. But automatically half of them are going to miss. And then
Well,
a
at
third
least,
of those aren't going to wound.
Yep.
So out of 12, you're only getting 4 wounds through.
Yeah.
And then you save
And then
2.
armor saves, exactly, yeah. So they're low attacks, so it's tough. Going into something with, like, again, the Kurnoth are tanky. Even at 2 ren, they're re-rolling their saves looking for 6s, and I fish a couple, and that's huge.
Yeah.
And then if you roll low on your D3s, it's like, you get 2 through, and you do 2 damage, it's like not even half a Kurnoth. So...
Yeah, it's far more reliable just to bring the Spirit Hosts and grind them down with mortal wounds.
Great for the unbinds, though. You did get an unbind.
I got 1.
But at that point, they didn't get to attack and make use of the extra attack with it.
Yeah. It's hard because the 18-inch range, like, you've got to...
Be close enough, but you're not safe.
Yeah, you got to throw them in there, but then you get eaten.
Yep. Alright, well, great game. I feel Sylvaneth have struggled, so it was nice to get a win for the Sylvaneth for the first time in a couple weeks.
I like the new deployment where you're in the corners and those 2 are just open.
Yes.
That sort of makes whether or not to give away or take turn 1 actually more challenging. It's not just, I'll automatically give it away every time. I think they needed to do stuff like that.
Yes. Mix up the... It's both priority, make that interaction more difficult, the choice of turn, I think, all across.
And the hero scoring, super good idea, as long as you remember to not move your heroes away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, another great mission update for in DHB 2020. I love this one also. Just so dynamic, so many elements which are, just make it a lot of fun to play. Yeah, that's all she wrote, I guess. So, again, just a final big thank you to everyone that's lasted this long in the video. We super appreciate everyone who watches them and gives us feedback and all that fun stuff. So, again, a big thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.